If you leave aside, and it's a big if, but if you can leave aside all of like Elon Musk, the product is great.
Ever since Elon Musk entered politics, his companies have come into question. Specifically, how could they benefit from his actions as head of the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE? But as these political endeavors shape Musk's overall messaging, public perception of his companies and their branding has shifted as well, most notably in his electric car company, Tesla.
My wife and I are pretty, ecologically conscious. We knew that we wanted our next car to be an electric car.
Take Marcus Jackson, a Tesla owner who has watched public opinion of his car change over his 4 years of ownership, from the environmentally friendly choice to a branch of Elon's beliefs.
We bought the car even before he bought Twitter. So that was the first inkling that, things were going to get weird. And at that point, we're like, oh, okay, great. Like, it's kind of weird, but fine.
But for many Tesla owners, it's difficult to ignore Musk's recent actions as he's gone full MAGA and pushed his own right-wing agenda.
And then as he got more and more weird and more, involved in politics, it's become more of an issue. And not really happy about that part.
His stance suddenly shifted from fitting in with the mainstream to breaking the mold, which he did in his appearance, politics, and now his products.
Elon Musk and owners of Tesla vehicles like him are starting to embrace this nature of being against the grain, as is the Cybertruck's sole core motive.
I think Tesla tried to do too much of the we're different for the sake of being different.
William Bird test drives and reviews cars on the side and shared his thoughts about Tesla's initial rise and potential fall.
If you kind of like graphed it out, you could see like a really big spike in sort of technology and innovation, but I feel like it's kind of flatlined a bit.
Tesla's first production car, the Model S, was released over a decade ago in 2012, and it established the company as a respectable automaker producing high-end, technologically advanced electric vehicles and proving that EVs could sell in mass. However, aside from some mild design tweaks and a few upgrades in the software and features, all of Tesla's products have remained largely unchanged.
I just think that at this point, the Cybertruck didn't really do that well. They haven't really had anything else new. So I'm just kind of curious what comes next, especially since the owner doesn't have a very good reputation, especially here in DC.
For me, I'd have a real hard time, in the current environment, pulling the trigger on another Tesla. Even though the car itself is great, I just don't want to put more money in his pocket to do things I don't believe in.
But Elon's decision to get involved with politics hasn't perturbed everyone. One Tesla Energy employee, who wished to remain anonymous per company policies, told us, quote, "I don't think what Elon is doing takes away from the company's current mission," citing that Tesla's goal has always been to save people money by investing in renewable energies. He finished by stating, quote, "What Elon's choosing to do politically has no impact on what I've been doing." So internally, it's business as usual. And there are still plenty of people who want to be on the cutting edge of automotive advancement.
It's almost like driving with a giant iPad in your car. It has all the features of comfort that you would want in there.
That was Shauna, a Tesla owner who wished to remain off camera, describing her experience with the Tesla Model 3 she purchased in March of this year, well after Musk had established himself in the federal government.
It's been my dream car for a while. Like, I've been looking at it. All I gotta say is Elon knew what he was doing when he was making this car.
And if you can separate the art from the artist, it's easy to understand why so many people appreciate Tesla's products, whether they are ashamed to admit it or not.
On the one hand, Tesla is known for technology. They bring you vehicles like the Cybertruck that offer full self-driving, a feature that other automakers were scrambling to catch up with, and I'm currently using it quite comfortably in Washington, D.C. But I also get this weird feeling that people are looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm driving, or rather being chauffeured in, a Tesla Cybertruck.
And that stigma is still passed down to Tesla's less conspicuous cars, like Shauna's Model 3. Even she is afraid of how she may look owning one, despite being neutral to Elon's actions.
Like, I've been having a fear that somebody's just gonna scratch my car for no reason, and I just got it.
In other words, Tesla has polarized drivers so much that when it comes to their electric cars, you either love them or hate them. And many drivers would attribute their disdain of the brand to Elon, while others may embrace it because of him. That said, there is a subset of Musk supporters who are less likely to invest in his products: conservatives.
If I decide to buy an electric car, shoot me. I'll give you the gun. Okay? I'm an American. I like to hear the motor.
People like Steve Wilson, a proud Trump supporter who generally agree with Elon's efforts to seek out government waste.
I just like that they're cutting out the trash. The people that don't go to work, stay home, and they're not even doing a job.
But he and many other conservatives like him are some of the biggest critics of electric vehicles.
If you want one, you can have one, but what's the purpose of them? You can't hear them. You know, you can only go a little ways.
So all this begs the question, who is Tesla selling cars to? Recently, that answer has been very few people. In Q1 of 2025, Tesla delivered 50,000 fewer cars than expected, a 13% decline in sales and 71% drop in profits. Tesla has been seeing lower and lower sales figures through the years, but this is mainly caused by competitors introducing similar, if not superior, electric cars.
The upside now is whether you like Tesla or him or not, there's a dozen other options that are very similar, that are competitively priced, that have good range.
But this substantial decline in the past 3 months has experts questioning if Musk's involvement with politics and Doge has either stretched him too thin or damaged his image altogether.
I feel like there's a lot of people with ire towards Teslas, and just they see one on the street and they have a feeling.
Musk has already stated he'll turn his attention back to his companies and only work within the federal government 1 or 2 days a week. He said this on a quarterly earnings call, which seemed to please investors as his company's stock prices spiked by 5.5%. But despite this, public opinion has already changed, and the effects of that may already be permanent.
I feel like it was a great American car story. Like, I remember seeing a profile on him between SpaceX and Tesla. It was like a really cool American ingenuity and business story, you know, but we're long past that, good there, you know, gestures and things. So I don't necessarily know if they'll ever fully recover from what's going on now. Like, they might. We'll see.
For American University, I'm Taylor Martin.